Hello, everyone. My name is Abesadze, and I'm one of the co-authors of the book Authenticity and Action. And my contribution to the book is called Roadmap to Becoming an International Professional from Aspiration to Action. Firstly, I would like to tell you a little bit about myself. I had a privilege to study and work in 5 different countries. I currently serve as an advisor to the rector and an invited lecturer at Abesadze University, and also the Global Governance Coordinator at World Vision International. I was recently named as the Women Changemaker of the Year by the GIS Foundation. I'm also the recipient of the Leader of the Year Award at the MENA Women Changing the World Awards, and the co-author of the New York published book, Women Living Fearlessly. After gaining the international experience, I decided to come back to Georgia, to my homeland, and contribute to its development, especially in the sphere of education. Today, I will discuss 3 tips for becoming an international professional, and I hope that will be useful for you. In the book, I'm sharing my journey, which started with a call for global impact. And I'm discussing that becoming an international professional is very important, is one of the tools for making the global impact. And that feeling, for those who have experienced, will know that it's not a passing thought. It's a persistent, almost unexplainable pull to the soul, something far larger than personal achievements, and I really wanted to leave the legacy behind. And also, when I'm talking about the becoming an international professional, I mean that it gives you more possibilities. I'm not saying that small towns or small countries do not give you the opportunity to do so, but sometimes the political, cultural, economical, or systemic constraints suppress your ability to act, especially act within your vision. And if your vision is big, then you will always be within the frames. And it also gives you the ability to contribute to your country, to use the international experience, to and share that experience with your homeland. What I did was, when I was in the United States, I had the privilege to fund 2 students, then give them scholarship for 1 year, which I think I would not be able to do if I were in Georgia. And when I talk about these opportunities, I always think of Oprah Winfrey, who was born in the rural part of Mississippi, but she still managed not to break the barriers, but to redefine them. She chose not to be defeated while she was facing the racism and some other challenges. And she became the global icon, and furthermore became the voice that she once wanted for herself as well. The first tip I share in the book is defining a clear and authentic vision. Firstly, we have to know what we want. We have to know clearly what's the place we are going to, so where we are going. Because if we don't know where we are going, then we don't know the roads to go there. We cannot brainstorm the objectives to go to the goal, the main goal that we strive to achieve. And you have to know also why, and that why has to be really authentic, because sometimes we like things on other people, but it's not our road. So we have to choose the road that's your own. For example, I wanted to become a diplomat, but then I really liked the diplomats, but I realized when I became one that it wasn't mine, and I had to be true to myself, and I decided to change the path. And I think it's very important to be happy what you choose and to be authentically, but to want it authentically rather than want it because someone else seems happy with it. And then living with a purpose and meaning is very important, because at the end of lives, we always regret and carry the regret that we didn't do what we truly wanted. And I think at the end, it's not about how perfectly we lived, but how authentically we did. And the second tip is to build a global competence. And so where do we start the journey? What I did was I learned the paths of those individuals, where I wanted to go, who I wanted to become, and then mapped out my own. And sometimes you need to have a 10-year plan to achieve that. Of course, you adjust the plan on the way, but the main path remains the same. And of course, it needs deliberate planning and patience. Because for me, it was gaining international experience. So really becoming culturally intelligent person, because if you want to work internationally, it cannot be done other way. To graduate from my bachelor's, do my master's, and also improve my international language skills. And also, do not forget about the network, because network can be very, very powerful. Sometimes when you think that you want to become to be on this or that position, and you see someone doing the same, I would really encourage you to reach out to the people, because sometimes they find the time to mentor you, to give you some advice. And I know that gaining international experience is not that easy. And in my case, I gained scholarships. I was able to go to the United States during my high school years. I won the grant by the US Department of State. And then for my master's, I won another grant from the European Commission to study in Estonia and do my master's. So whenever I'm talking about the plans, I do not automatically mean that you will have money somewhere saved to do your master's or do your bachelor's, either abroad or do some other opportunities. And even during my bachelor's, when I had holidays, either winter or summer holidays, I always used it to do something towards my goal. For example, I went to Europe, to different countries to do some projects. Of course, they were also free, but I really needed it to improve my ability to communicate in multicultural environment. And of course, there's a price that you pay for global exploration, because as Miriam Adoni said, you will never feel completely at home again. And that's the price that you pay for knowing people from more than one country. And there is the third tip, which is the key ingredient to reaching the finish line. It's a grit, and it's also one of the main factors for success by Harvard Business Review. And grit, for those who do not know, is a blend of perseverance and passion. It's sticking to your goals, but not for a week or for a month. It's for years. For me, it was 10 years. And commitment to long-term goals, because we know that, and sometimes wonder why the most successful people are not those with red diplomas or honor rolls. And brightest reports can, but do not guarantee the successful future. So I think grit is something that really also helped me stick to my goals, because I knew people who were more talented than myself, but sometimes they didn't have perseverance to do things, be patient, wait for the things, and do small things consistently every day. And if for those people who do not have grit, it's not that, I don't have grit, I won't achieve anything. You can definitely earn it. And it can be cultivated through discipline, consistent effort, and a clear, authentic vision. And to conclude, every misstep is an opportunity for growth. And with grit and determination, your potential as an international professional is limitless. And I will finish with Thomas Edison's words, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. And Edison patented 1,093 inventions, but only for famous. So we have to know that those people, even the successful people, who we think that, oh, they are successful, behind that was really a lot of work, many disappointments, but they have still achieved the thing because they stick to their goals. That was a short summary of my chapter, and I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Thank you.